understood the importance of being stared at. So I thought I'd just bring you in my backyard. I love my backyard. There's my dragon Esme, her daughter Yolinda. So I just thought we'd sit here together. I had something really cool happen this morning. There's 5 of us from the field of Tantra Maat that are going to Dr. Joe Dispensa's 7-day retreat. In order to do that, we have to take the first 2 classes. So we're taking the first 2 classes on Zoom. And this morning I had gone to, really sorry, the bird feeder is in the way of Esme, but she doesn't mind. And so we'll just have it be the way it is. But mostly just close your eyes to listen and just know you're in the backyard with me, and that I had an event this morning I wanted to share with you because my ancient history, my ancient memory isn't written, it's oral. And that a formal setting for a YouTube I actually find quite offensive. So I imagine they were all sitting around in the sand, or have found stumps in a forest to sit on, or the mossy grass, or even our naked bodies in a soft, gentle pool in some ancient land. You're about to hear, Kevin. And I so I prefer just hanging out with you in the visibility you have between the tail was my grand dog Kevin in my backyard, so you can close your eyes if you need a more formal setting, and or you can hang out with me in the backyard and use your imagination. Our imagination is pretty key to our future right now. So one of the things in the work with Dr. Joe Dispensa is this phenomenon in his meditations called space. And I've never really thought I could meditate, but I can trance for hours on end, and perhaps that's meditation. I don't really know for sure. But what this morning I went and picked up Kevin and came back and just felt out of it. But it was a strange out of it. So I came in my backyard, and C, who used to live with me, she had enrolled me in confiscating a gigantic swing uh, with its thing that holds the swing like a porch swing, only it has its structure independent of uh, an independent structure that the swing swings on. And I'll give you a short view of it if I can turn it. That's the that's the I'm on a swing. That's the swing. So I decided to come out here because it was beautifully cool and just lay down and see just let myself rest. It seemed, couldn't be that I was tired. I'd had 8.5 hours sleep. But I laid down and I was in space. My eyes were closed, and I just want you to go with me. Some of you are in a project with me around the Joe Dispensa retreat, and I can't find you because my website, I can't get access to my back into my website, which has happened before. And there's something called a server that hosts your domain name, and it's been captured by fake hosts. Doesn't sound like something about how reality goes right now. A fake host once before, and now it's happening again. And GoDaddy's supposed to have protected my domain, but it would seem that is not the case. So this is especially for you, and I'll make sure that those of you I know about I will send to, and those of you I do not know about I will find. I will track you another way, mainly by getting my website done. So do I ramble? But how much of our listening has us have to focus on a point of view or a concept? But that's really not how language really works. Language works because we are meandering, musing with each other, like uh, in Santalk, the Aborigine Santalk. So this morning, now you can just be with me. Close your eyes. When I was lying on the swing, Kevin came under me, and it's a soft swing, so he bumped my butt as he laid down on the ground under me. And I noticed there was copper filaments, and there's always this phenomenon of what you see behind your eyes, but I wasn't behind my eyelids. I was actually in space, and my backyard was in space, and I knew I was in space. It was extraordinary because everything was in like this big ocean. Everything. A truck drove by, or a big car, and it was like the swoosh you would hear in an ocean of a boat going by above you. You would feel the air, the water move. I felt the air move. And these beautiful copper filaments, literally like molten copper in small little pieces floating in the air all around me. And then everything was just different. The interesting thing is in space, things are not the same way they are in the linear 3D world. So my wall that is you can see across from me, my wall was actually right close to me, maybe 6 feet away. And everything was in this huge oceanic space. And I could feel how in that huge oceanic space that everything was immaterial. I'd just gotten an observing that one of the people going with me had done, and I could feel how riveted we can get on such small things. Like I just fed Kevin his meal, but I had to go get two things before I fed him his meal, um, and he was riveted to the bowl as I was carrying it back and forth across the house. He was absolutely riveted to the bowl because he was fixated on eating. And for about 15 minutes this morning, I could distinguish between these fixations that that narrow our focus, that bring us down into these where we can't see anything around us, where we're not part of space. And I could really see this difference between being in space, using Joe Dispensa's term and ways, as it, and being in the fixations of how what's happened to us in a 3D world. And it was really quite beautiful. I could see the wall. It was in a different position in space. I could hear the dogs barking. They were like I can really equate it to an ocean. They were like hearing the flap of the fins of small fish in a distance in space. There was another car that went by. I could feel the movement of the energy in space. And I laid there milking it, you would say, because I wanted to be able to have my body remember. I wanted to begin to have my body experience beyond limitation of the how redacted and how drawn into a single focus we are in our present 3D linear entrapment. And the interesting thing, the last thing I want to share is that I love my YouTube. I love being able to sit here with you. I don't boost it. I don't try to make it a public event. I don't, because we're personal creatures. I, I like being up close and personal in these moments uh, because I think these moments that we're all in that are part of a greater synergy and part of a greater energetic awakening that is happening at a collective level. Joe calls it IGA. I think it's integrative. Uh, it's a big word. I want to say geological, but that's not it. Geographic, but it covers a lot of territory. Global, it could be activation, and that's Big Puppy again. Kevin, Kevin, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. And and in the field of Tantra Maat, we call it coherence. So it's that's funny. I can't remember it. I apologize, but it's IGA, which basically means a global collective emergence. And in the field of Tantra Maat, we interface with other collective field collectives of diverse uh, interest, but together we create this gigantic coherence. So it's just very exciting to me that our field is represented not just by the stick figures in the room, but by our shared coherence and the principles of Maat, which is a reunion of so above, so below, and Tantra, and Maat, which is harmony, symmetry, balance, proportion, grace, and beauty. So this is the world of spirit, the world of ethers that human beings once dwelled in. Circumstances were so immaterial. Circumstances were so immaterial. Even fighting amongst each other or being pissed off at each other didn't last a lifetime. It was just a bubble, a hiccup, a feisty wave in space. So I'm very glad I made it to here. I'm very glad my heart reset itself and fixed its issue. And I truly have been different since, in a lovely way. And my body has been recovering from centuries of fatigue, I'm sure. And I've just begun to feel newly inside life again, I guess you would say, and learning newly. And I'm 78 years old, so those of you that, I guess you can see the boy, yeah. Those of you that's Kevin Feathers Shakira. That's his whole name, just about as long as he is. And so it's really lovely because the whole reason I was searching for the people that registered in this biocoherence activation phenomenon with me, part of a generating, organizing, design project I'm in, was because I wanted to begin on September 1st, which was yesterday, to presence, try to presence in language something which is actually language poor. But I couldn't make myself do it. It was too heady. It was too mental. And then I had this experience. Then I had this experience this morning, and I not only can share it with those that are going to be um, tethered to me in the retreat as an experiment in the effect of shared coherence, but I'm also going to be able to talk to you, those of you that watch my channel and uh, and engage with me. So I just really am thrilled. This is the beauty of consciousness. The beauty of consciousness is it's not a doing. It gives you access to the greater realities of which we're a part. And I'm just thrilled this morning with my frustration over um, um, GoDaddy and my website. I'm just thrilled that something happened laying out here on the um, swing and then getting up and getting Kevin his food and then coming out and being able to just sit down and meander with you. You know, we're right now in experiences that defy language. They don't live inside the interpretation of reality that we have been ensconced into. So trust your senses and trust your experience and don't try to define it. Don't try to understand it. Understanding is really not the place to be moving with right now. Just be with the greater systems of creation of which you're a part and let them find you, like space found me this morning.